Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Nadja Hilger and I'm very excited to host this webinar about data capture and digitization solutions for postal and parcel companies together with my colleague Katja Peschke. Let's briefly take a look at the technology we are using before I hand it over to Katja. You're all muted by us and you can collapse or expand the control panel that you see as you like. We've provided our presentation slides for you in the window below, so if you want to, you can download it during the session. Otherwise, you'll automatically receive it tomorrow from us by email. If you have any audio issues, please raise your hand to get attention so we can fix this. And if there are any questions that come up during the webinar, please type them in. We will collect them and answer them at the end of the presentation. Now you can sit back and relax and enjoy the presentation. You'll get the recording and the slides from us tomorrow. And with this, I'd like to hand it over to Katja. It's your turn, Katja.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Nadja. Before we start with the webinar, please welcome to the webinar. I'm happy to have this great audience today and to speak to you. Before we start, I want to introduce myself. My name is Katja Peschke and I'm Director Sales at the Spectors Group. I'm working at Spectors since 13 years now, and over the time I became an expert for digitization and customer success. Before we talk about solutions about digitization, we need to talk about the challenges that we have in the market. During the last years, a lot of automation become known in the industry, especially also in the postal and the parcel industry. And we see an increasing demand for flexible solutions to combine paper-based processes with digital channels. Then we have a lot of automation, but there is still up to 20% of the process that fails with automation. And this is the point where Spectors can step in. Another challenge is that we have no uniform approach available for all target groups. It means we have a lot of different companies, a lot of different postal services all over the world, and all of them use different technologies and different solutions. And the manual process, data capture process, is still very time consuming and costly. It means you have a good automation, but this 5 up to 20% means you have a high volume of time consuming data that need to be handled. And also a problem is that when you have not all data digitized, you have a problem to analyze this data and to inter-process optimizations. With our solutions, we help to support in managing paper-driven processes and digitization of paper. This means that Spectors can help to close this automation gap through semi-automated workflows. And with this solution, you have the possibility to achieve end-to-end transparency, and you can targeted and efficient analyze your data. Let's talk about the different solutions that we offer. One thing is that we offer video coding and also CN label capture. Another solution is return management, database maintenance, address research, and text capture. In the next minutes, I will give you some more information about these single solutions. Let's start with video coding. I don't want to speak too much how video coding works. We have another webinar at the end of March, so feel free to register to this webinar to get all the details about video coding. But in a nutshell, we have a lot of letters and parcels that arrive every day at the sorting centers, and all of these data need to be sorted very fast to make sure that they get to the correct delivery man and to the correct receiver. With these sorting machines, we have a high volume of data that can handle automatically by a sorting machine. The sorting machine reads the address and can find a sorting code inside the database and is able to sort this letter or parcel. But as we said, sometimes you have 5 up to 7% of data that cannot be handled automatically by the video coding, by the machine. So you need to have a second step and a second manual process or a digital process. We can help with the digital video coding process. It means we have people there, they can see the address at the screen, can capture the data and pick the sorting code. When you want to find out more about video coding, I can recommend our new web page for video coding. There you also have the possibility to calculate your costs for the outsourcing of video coding. And for sure, there's also a form where you can send us a message and we will give you a feedback as soon as possible. Another part of video coding, or an additional part of video coding, is the CN label digitization. So we offer to capture data from CN22 and 23 labels. So it means we capture the information about the goods that are inside of a package, the weight, and also the value. These informations are very important for the next steps about the sorting and also for the tax. Sometimes it's part of the video coding, sometimes it's a separate step. What are the benefits to outsource these topics to us? The first benefit is you save money, up to 30% cost reductions. And we offer attractive volume-based conditions. That means it's also interesting when you only have small VC volumes or CN label volumes. And we have variable click-based costs per VC item. It means you not pay per person that works for you, you pay only for the data that we capture. Another benefit is the flexibility that we offer. Our service is available 24/7, and you no longer have the risk to need to do adjustments of your staff when we have peaks. You know, sometimes in the sorting, you have seasonal peaks and also daily peaks. It's not longer your task to make sure that you have enough staff available. It's our task. And it's also quality that we offer. Together, we define service level agreements. So it means when you start with your process, then we start to capture the data. With our high quality and our specialized team, we make sure that you have lower delivery returns because we are very precise to do the sorting. And for sure, we support all of the current systems, for example, Bluecrest or Siemens or Bell & Howell. But also when you have your own system, then if we can connect to the system, we also can help you to do the tasks on your system. We only need to make sure that we can connect, and we need a manual from your side to do the tasks. This was the step on the beginning of the sorting, but now let's talk about the end of the sorting, or the process after a person tried to deliver the letter or the parcel and was not able to do it. Let's talk about returns management and address research. The reason that returns happen are incorrect addressing by the sender. It often happens that they have a mistake in the database and then you have an incorrect address. But it's also possible that they use an outdated address database. And this can happen to everyone. So as an example for me, I'm married since 10 years and I still got letters to my foreigner name and not to my new name. And this shows me that still my old informations are used in some databases. And we also have relocations of recipients, which was not initiated to the sender. So it means people move to a new spot and don't give the information to all of the companies that they are related to. So for example, the online shops. I think all of us do shopping a lot online, and not all of us will inform everyone when they move. And for sure, we also have that. But how can Spectros help? The first thing is that we record and capture the complete recipient address. Normally, from the former step, the sorting process, the information about the address is there, but not for the name. So these are the things that we capture. And we also capture additional information. For example, the reason for return or any other information from the mailman or the carrier, or if you want to have captured any information about the sender, we also do this. And then we do a standardization of all addresses to make it possible to compare it with databases, for example, a relocation database. These can be internal databases from the postal centers, but it's also possible to compare it with other databases. And as an option, we also offer to do a manual research, including a verification by phone. For example, company address. This is easy to search in the World Wide Web, and when you find the address, then we can call them and ask for verification by phone and make sure that this address is really reliable. And after all the informations are collected and we found new informations about a new address, we forward these informations to the postal operator so they can continue in their internal process. Sometimes there is a next step and they try again to deliver the letters or parcels, or they send it back to the sender, including the information that it was not possible to deliver this parcel. Another solution that we offer is database maintenance. Sometimes you have an old database with information that you want to add to a new database. And when you are lucky, then it's easy because you have an API and can exchange the data very easily. But sometimes you have old databases or you have the information only on paper and need to bring it in a new database. This is also a point where we can help you. If we can connect to the different databases, or if we have something written and need to capture it in another database, then we can help you with this. There are a few other solutions where we can help. We also offer a scan service, or we capture handwritten documents. And what we also do is the entry of questionnaires. So when you, for example, do a customer satisfaction survey, the most will do it online. But from time to time, we still have the case that people want to do it with paper and pencil. And then you have two kinds of data. You have the one part that it's already digitized and you can easily do a report for this. But then you have on the other side the things on paper, and you want to compare it and make sure that you have all informations in one form available. So this is the thing that we can do for you. We capture the informations that are only on paper, and then you have the possibility to do the analyze and also the report for the whole data. What we also can help with is the indexing of digitized documents. So sometimes you have all documents digitized, but you're not sure to what kind of task these documents belong. This is a process where we can step in and do the indexing of all of these documents. And what we also can do is to merge data from different data sources. So when you have different databases, when you have different types of data and they need to combine and need to analyze, this is a thing that we can help you with. We can do it on your systems, but we also can offer our system to do the comparison and also to analyze and the report. And another thing that we provide is image processing. This becomes more and more relevant since the last years. And I think a lot of you heard from AI and what AI can do, especially also on image analysis and processing. This is a step where we can help with. The AIs are very good and they can recognize a lot of information on images. But you have two things there. There is still a gap where you need to help and to capture the information from the image. And it's also a matter of training of the AI. Because when we see, okay, the AI was not able to recognize an information, we can capture the information and on the same time help to train the AI so that the AI has the possibility next time to recognize also this information on the image. So there are a lot of different services that we can offer, and but we know that there's still a lot of more things. So whenever you have something in mind that can be captured, it's a possibility that we can offer. So even when you have databases with addresses and you want to make sure that these addresses are still correct and you want to transfer it into another systems, then it's also a task that we can do. Yeah, currently we have around 25 customers for different of our capture solutions, for example, for video coding or returns management. And as an example, currently we capture around 6 million data per month. And we hope, or we're looking forward to capture more and more in the future, and maybe also capture some data for you. Nadia, do we have questions?
Thank you very much, Katja. I'm sorry, there was a small glitch in the technology. Thanks for your informative presentation. And actually, we got a number of questions. First of all, one of our participants is asking if we're limited to Latin languages or if we can capture any other languages as well besides Latin letters.
Yes, we can. It's a matter of training, so we need to train our team. So for example, we have more than 100 people currently, and they can capture a lot of different languages. Yes, Latin letters is the things that we do the most, but we also handle, for example, Cyrillic letters. And we only need to have a training set to train our team, and then it's also possible for us to handle other languages.
All right, I think this answers it. Another question is, what are the requirements and how long does it typically take to set up a data capture project?
This is a good question, and there's not so easy answer. It depends a little on what kind of solutions we talk. Sometimes it's very easy to set up a project. Sometimes we only need 2 days. But this depends on how we can connect to the system or what is needed to connect to systems. For example, a video coding project, we need up to 2 weeks when we bring the IT guys together to talk about the connection. We build up the connection and then train our staff on the same time, and then we can start. So it's depending on the case.
All right. I think this answers it. Otherwise, please refer directly then to Katja after the webinar. And there's the last question we got. We have data in 2 different databases that are currently not connected. Can you help us with your services to merge the databases?
Yes, this is possible. We need to find a way to connect to both systems, or maybe to extract and export of one system, depending on what systems we talk about. And then we are able to capture the data from one database into another database. Also, when you define only a few things that need to be transferred to the new database, it's possible.
Okay, thank you. So I think with this, we are at the end of our presentation. So there's only left to point out that we have a specific webinar on the topic of video coding coming up at the end of March. So if you're interested in this, feel free to join us as well. Or you can also take a look at our YouTube channel where we have past recordings and different or various explainer videos. So with this, it's time for me to say goodbye, but let me point you to our other solutions for the postal and logistics market. Spectus has started or has its roots in the postal market, and we've developed a lot of solutions around topics of postal performance monitoring, quality of service measurements, tracking, and transparency technologies. So take a look at our website if you need support with other areas. With this, I'd like to say Happy International Women's Day to all the ladies in our audience, and I would like to say goodbye to you and ask you a last favor. When we close the webinar, there will be a very short survey, so please help us improve and let us know how we can follow up with you. So please take the minute to fill in the survey. And with this, I would like to say thank you again and goodbye, and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Also, thank you from my side, and I wish you also a good day. If you want to connect to me, then you can call me, you can send an email, or you can connect to me on LinkedIn. And after you got the presentation, you also have the possibility to book an appointment directly with me. And then we can talk about your specific topic, about your specific challenge, and we can have a look what kind of solution could help from our side.